I'm Macy Egland. A search right now for the killer who left a woman dead in Herricks. Police say Alina Osif was found unconscious inside a home on Larch Drive last Friday. The 46-year-old had apparent facial burns from an unknown chemical substance. First, in Newsday, the LIRR is taking steps to combat time abuse. Yesterday, we told you dozens of employees allegedly used fake ID cards to cash in for hours they never worked. Well, now cameras are being installed near time clocks. Coming up, how the railroad's president is responding to the alleged scheme. Early voting starts tomorrow, and you have a couple of ways to cast your ballot. Polling places will be open tomorrow through November 2nd. You can also vote early by mail. Now, voting times do differ between Nassau and Suffolk, so check your location. You can learn more about the candidates who want your vote in our Long Island Voters Guide. That's on our website, Newsday.com. Only in Newsday, a new indoor pickleball spot is opening soon in Suffolk County. The Pickler will open at the former Best Buy in East Northport next year. It'll have 15 courts, a member lounge, and a private event space. A 19th century cemetery tucked behind the Comac Home Depot has now been restored. The Burr Family Cemetery holds the remains of two veterans from the War of 1812. It now has a new headstone, new fence, a flagpole, and benches.
The restoration is a tribute to those who currently serve and those who have served our country.
Pause of War started the $30,000 restoration project last year. Let's talk about your Friday forecast now. Weekend temperatures are going to feel like fall. Let's take a look. Today, sunny and bright, but for most of the island, the highs will barely reach 60 degrees. Tomorrow and Sunday, temps are in the high 50s and low 60s during the day, in the 40s at night. So yeah, finally feeling like fall, that's for sure. Right now, Monday is dry, but look at the rest of the week next week. We are tracking some rain for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday right now.
Long Island weather is brought to you by PTRC.
Early voting starts tomorrow on the island, and in the race for Nassau County Executive, one political ad is sparking a lot of controversy. Newsday's Joy Brown has this LI Votes report.
From cell phones to mailboxes to TV screens, Nassau County residents are being inundated with political ads, especially in the race for county executive.
Bruce Blakeman's fighting for us.
Vote Seth Kozlow for county executive.
But one series of ads is getting a lot of attention and sparking some protest.
Americans are so sick and tired of politicians' lies and distortions.
Ads from the state Republican Party contend that Democrat Seth Kozlow, who is running against incumbent Bruce Blakeman, once said that women desire or fantasize about being raped. It's a contention Blakeman repeated during a NewsdayTV interview.
He's got a problem with women. He talked about, he wrote a paper basically wanting to water down rape laws and laws that protected women, and basically said that one of the reasons why women falsely accuse men of rape is because they desire or fantasize to be raped.
Kozlow sat down with NewsdayTV and called the accusation false.
They decided to go after a paper I wrote, a research paper I wrote in law school. Before I was a lawyer, it was an assignment I did where I was supposed to argue both sides of an issue. And in my paper, I cited to another paper that said those words. Wasn't my words. I cited to another author that wrote that.
Newsday's library staff did some digging and found Kozlow's paper in a 2013 edition of the Torah Law Review. It's titled Rape Shield Laws in the Social Media Revolution, Discoverability of Social Media. It's Not Private. The passage in question is on page 6, and a footnote on that passage shows the statement in the paper is attributable to someone else.
Voters demand transparency and honesty, not performative outrage, coupled with a failure to act.
Joy Brown for NewsdayTV.
Read more about the story and all of the races on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. And beginning at 11 o'clock this morning, we'll bring you all the critical information you need to know before you head to the voting booth in our new show, Island Insider, streaming here on Newsday TV. First in Newsday, some commuters are outraged this morning over an alleged LIRR time fraud scheme. Newsday transportation reporter Alfonso Castillo has that story.
Paying to ride the train to and from his Oceanside job each day, McCandy Germain has little tolerance for LIRR workers on the take.
Why are you stealing from us? That's what I feel like. You stealing from us.
And so Germain, like many other commuters, was outraged over the latest allegations of time abuse at the LIRR. As Newsday first reported, the MTA Inspector General has accused 36 LIRR workers in a scheme involving cloned employee ID cards, which were used to cover up for workers being absent from their jobs during their shifts.
They got to hold these people accountable. You know what I'm saying? They hold us accountable when we don't pay to get on the train.
According to investigators, workers bought a machine on Amazon.com that would let them clone employee ID cards that could be scanned on machines like this one. Now, armed with these cloned cards, workers were able to leave early or come in late, knowing that their coworkers could punch them in and out.
Well, I think it's horrible. It's just people trying to get over. People who think they can get away with things, they'll try it.
The alleged scam played out over nearly 3 years at LIRR facilities in Manhattan, Queens, and Ronkonkoma. Among the accused are some of the LIRR's highest overtime earners, including Martina Eugene, who made almost $240,000 just in overtime in 2023. When I recently visited Eugene at her Brooklyn apartment, she insisted her earnings were on the up and up. Why did you have so much more opportunity to work overtime than your colleagues at the Long Island
It wasn't
Railroad?
working. When it come to them, they said no. I said yes.
The 36 accused workers have all faced a range of punishments, with some suspended without pay for 9 months, others leaving the railroad and losing some accrued earnings, and others facing possibly being fired.
Is really disheartening to me, and it makes me angry.
For their part, the union representing most of the workers involved in this scheme say that these workers accepted responsibility for what they did and have faced appropriate disciplinary measures. In Jamaica, for NewsdayTV, I'm Alfonso Castillo.
You can read more about the alleged LIRR fraud scheme on Newsday.com. Click Get More below that Newsday TV video box. Long Islanders are reaching deeper into their pockets to have a scary good time this Halloween. Newsday business reporter Tori Parrish tells us what's behind the Halloween hike.
I'm here in Bethpage outside Spirit Halloween talking to customers about their Halloween plans, what they're going to buy, if they're going to spend more than they spent last year. All of this is due to tariffs that went into effect this year that have made Halloween pricier in terms of candy, costumes, food and drinks, everything.
So I've been thrifting a lot of my costumes. I couldn't really plan a costume. I planned around what I thrifted because the prices were high.
They were a little more expensive this year. I remember last year I bought a similar costume, something like this, just one of those throw-on ones, and it was a little less.
Consumers this year are expected to spend a record $13.1 billion. Now that's projected based on what people think they'll spend. Obviously, we don't know yet. But what we do know is this will be a pricier Halloween.
And you can read more about Halloween spending on Newsday.com. Click Get More below that Newsday TV video box.
Turn back now. Despite that warning, visitors don't turn back. They happily meander through this wonderfully whimsical world of witches, wolves, and weirdos. This collection of costume characters is put together every year by a father and son duo.
It's a year of planning.
Gary Meagle used to put up elaborate Christmas decorations on his house on Wilson Street in Babylon. But about 15 years ago, he changed to a Halloween theme. Says the weather is a lot more cooperative in August than December to do all this work.
Close to 50 animatronics, about 20 to 25,000 lights.
All the stage scenes are built by Gary and his son, Gary Jr., and they change it up every year.
Saturday, we had lines going out down the block the entire time. Took you 10 minutes just to get to the top of the block to the bottom. Probably had about 700 people. It was a good turnout.
First time here, absolutely incredible.
Anthony Acevedo of Lindenhurst said it's like a professional haunted house, but it still didn't scare his little daughter Ella.
Did you like it?
Yeah. I like that one.
You like that one?
Now, you might think some of the neighbors secretly dread this time of year when hundreds of people drive in their block to see the display. Actually, it's just the opposite. Check out right across the street. Clear evidence that the Halloween spirit is contagious.
I didn't have nothing. I work late nights. And he went and put the one inflatable on my property. And then I started with my own, adding character by character.
And there's no shortage of characters here. Most you'll fear. Others may offer you a beer right at their bar stool. Or you can take a seat in the electric chair, the most popular spot for photos.
This is all for the town and for the kids.
And all for free. They do ask for donations to the Tunnel to Towers Foundation. But for the Meagle family, there's also personal rewards.
It's great to be able to spend this time with my son.
It's true, there's really nothing like a happy, close-knit, all-American family. In Babylon for Newsday TV, I'm Doug Geed.
Quite the display. You can see more exclusive stories just like this one and our list of the scariest haunted houses on the island on our website, newsday.com. Click Get More below that Newsday TV video box.
Things are heating up here in West Hempstead thanks to this flashy new barbecue steakhouse. So of course I had to invite my fellow food writer Andy Berlin to try out some of the food. You ready? Yeah. Let's do it!
Bruce is a certified halal restaurant that fuses Middle Eastern flavors with Texas barbecue.
Don't worry about the fire.
Oh!
We have Turkish, we have Syrian, we have Palestinian, Jordanian, and Egyptian, all mixed.
Not only is the menu unique, but the decor is one of a kind.
Cape buffaloes, got them from Texas, and they're originally from Africa. Some of these logs are probably 600-year-old.
Cheers! Cheers, girly. This mint lemonade is like spectacular.
We got Wagyu steak, which is just steakhouse. It's like super rare in the middle, and that's what I love. And then a mixed grill, which is in a lot of Middle Eastern countries.
I'm going for some chicken. It's so good. It's so juicy.
We have a Wagyu brisket. We slow cook it for about 12 hours, and we smoke it for a couple hours in the morning.
Ooh, the smoky, like peppery bark on that.
It was almost sweet too.
I love when a restaurant just does its own thing. You want to be Middle Eastern and Texas barbecue in New York?
Sure. This is all halal.
When you come to Ruse, you get dinner and a show.
I never expected the meat to just drop. Like that was crazy.
When he took the meat and just...
Yes.
Thank you so much. I always have so much fun with you.
Yeah, me too.
Melissa Azafefa for Newsday TV.
They're always having a good time. You can read more about that restaurant on our website, newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box.
The most dangerous areas to walk or cycle on Long Island are clustered in one village, resulting in multiple injuries and deaths. Newsday investigates what is being done. Dangerous roads, pedestrian danger. Now available at newsday.com/dangerous roads.
You can see more on all of these stories on newsday.com and watch us streaming anytime on Local Now, YouTube, and all the other streaming services that you see here. I'm Macy Eglund. We've got more local news coming up.